Okay, guys, so I wonder how can a man that calls himself a stepfather will have the courage to be sleeping with the girl that is calling his stepdaughter. Now, this is the same thing that happened in this video, where a man that is supposed to be a father to a young girl decided to be her tormentor of about 13 years old girl.
According to the public relations officer of the Delta State Police Command, SP Edafe Bright, the suspect was arrested after the victim reported the abuse to her school proprietor. The girl alleged that her stepfather has been sexually abusing her for over 1 year and 8 months, prompting the school authorities to report the matter to the police.
And ask her proprietress, ma, please, if someone that is not your father is having sex with you, will you and that your stepfather have the same blood? That was the confusing question, and that was what led the cat out of the bag.
The victim narrated her ordeal to investigators, while the suspect also reportedly admitted to committing the offense.
The first day he violated you, how did he do it?
The first day, he called me inside the room.
Inside the room?
Yes.
You said there was a wedding party in your compound?
Yes, outside the compound. So he called me inside the room and started touching me. And even if I shout, nobody will hear my voice. So he started touching me from there, putting my pants, and there's no way I can still escape outside. He started molesting me inside.
Who did this girl be to you?
My stepdaughter.
So how long have you been having sex with her?
About a year now.
In a related development, SP Edafe disclosed that the command has recorded...
Now, the crazy thing is, this is not the first time that this kind of stuff is happening in Benin City. Or neither is this the first time that this kind of, issue is going on in Nigeria. But some time ago, I posted a video where I said that, there was a man, right, that was sleeping with a boy. Now, to make that one worse, that was a homosexual case. And this one now is a pedophile. And there was another one that video posted some time ago that has to do with a man sleeping with a young boy that was supposed to teach how to, work, to do the kind of work that he was doing.
You just can't help but share. No matter how sad, how tragic, and how sorrowful the story is, you just can't help but share. So according to the story, this family took their 11-year-old son to go and learn handwork. That after school hours, you go there to learn handwork. Now, the person teaching him is one brother, somebody in his mid-30s, teaching the boy the handwork. Now, he goes there after school hours, he will learn, come back home, same routine until the end of the term. Now, during Christmas, the boy and his family went to the village for holidays. That was how his uncle brought the boy back home, and they brought him in to a family meeting. They called for a family meeting because of the boy. Now, what happened? They said that the boy was trying to put his thing inside his cousin's nyash, another boy. Do you understand? And they don't understand why he's trying to do that. So they brought in the boy. They said, why are you trying to do this to your brother? He said that is what uncle does to him. Say, which uncle? Uncle where he learns work. So after the holiday, they went back. When they got back, they brought uncle into another meeting. That uncle listened to what this boy said. The uncle listened. He said, no, that it is a lie. The boy said, yes, uncle, you put your thing inside me. The uncle denied it, of course. So they told the uncle to go, that it is child talk. Do you understand? I should go, that they are sorry, you should go. One of them now suggested that they should take the boy to the hospital to check if he has been penetrated. So they agreed. Carried the boy to the hospital. When they got to the hospital, they did their whole test and everything, and they confirmed that actually the boy had been tampered with. Out of anger, the parents started running towards the uncle's shop. While they were running to go and meet the uncle, just in case, because that's the signal. Before the uncle would run away, they called them back before they could get to the uncle's place. That they should come back. Oh, there's a bigger problem. What is the bigger problem? That the boy is HIV positive. The boy had been infected. 11-year-old boy. They shall look for the uncle, they brought him in and they tested the uncle. The uncle also tested positive before the uncle now finally confessed that yes, he tampered with the boy. So I'm talking to you now, the uncle is in prison, and it's very, very sad. You see the society that we are in now, it has been happening since. Don't be saying that today the thing starts. But you see that Delta state, to be very honest, the thing for there no be here. There are some states that this whole thing, you will see boy of like 16 years, 15 years.
Now the thing is, I keep wondering, what do they do to those pedophiles? Or what do they do to those homosexuals? Now, because if the government can truly use one as a scapegoat, I believe that others will learn from it and desist from this act, because this is not just a shameful act, but rather those people, they are destroying the lives of those people, those they are victims. Imagine that boy, he's almost gone forever. It will take the grace of God to revive that guy. Just imagine how that man has destroyed his life. Just imagine. Now, because of what that man did, that called himself an oga, look at how that influence rubbed off on that boy, and that boy was about to transfer it to his cousin. And this is how this thing is going, and this is how this thing is destroying the youth, and also the young girls that you see on the street, today. It didn't just start in one day. This thing is like a chain reaction. Some of them started from their family. Some started from their so-called, guardians, and some started from their teachers and others. And sometimes those people, they still have, a way of sweeping this thing under the carpet. And at the end, the victim, they are made to suffer without them not getting the justice that they deserve. How will this thing stop if all those people are not being punished? And for this, this last one here, I decided to add this, video, because this is an issue that has destroyed a lot of life in Nigeria, today. This issue that has to do with Betty. This thing started years ago, and a lot of youth has died from this thing. And the funny thing, they don't learn from their mistake. They think that betting can make them rich, and it continues to destroy them. It continues to make them poor. It continues to, to even cause some to take their own life. Just pay attention.
The act of risking money and other personal stakes in the pursuit of quick profits is often perceived as an easy route to wealth. However, for many, the burden of loss can be emotionally and psychologically overwhelming, especially when expectation collapses under intense pressure. A very recent case is that of Kelvin Dalami, a 300-level student of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University, Lapai, who allegedly took his own life after losing money entrusted to him for house rent through gambling. Speaking on the psychological impact of gambling-related losses, Dr. Julius Adeduton, a psychiatrist, and Chukwuka Ijeri, a legal practitioner, described such experience as deeply traumatic, with the potential to trigger severe mental health challenges and, in extreme cases, result in loss of life.
The gambling addiction or gambling disorder is a sickness. Gambling changes your brain. You cannot remain the same. Your brain cannot remain the same by the time you make gambling a habit.
The person becomes depressed, and in worst case scenario, if that depression is not managed properly, it could lead to suicide by the person involved. And the person becomes unreasonably hostile to people around him.
Reacting to the growing urge of quick money through gambling, Osamuyime Edobo, a resident of Benin City, cautioned against the trend, emphasizing that diligence, patience, and honest labor remain the most reliable path to sustainable success.
Now, if you are you that is involved in this stuff, this gambling stuff and everything, I can assure you that Betty will destroy you. The best thing that you can do is to refrain from it as soon as possible, because There are a lot of people that has died from this thing. There are a lot of people that thinks that betting will make them rich, and today they are 6 feet down to the grave. And the funny thing, once some of those gamblers win just one game, they will totally, forget the number of games that they have lost. That is the crazy thing about this thing. Once they win maybe just one game out of maybe like 10 games, that one game will erode their brain and make them to forget the number of losses that they had in the past. And to make it worse, a lot of them still believe that betting can make them rich. There are a lot of youths in Nigeria that are in debt. Why? Because of betting. Betting has made a lot of students to use their school fees to gamble. Betting has made a lot of people to drop out from school. Betting has made a lot of people to become thieves. What about those that were supposed to go and deposit their ogas money in the bank, and they quickly say, "May I use them for just 2 short odd," and then at the end they lose it. And that is how some of them commit suicide, and some of them ended up in prison. If you are wise, refrain from betting as soon as possible if you don't want to destroy your life. A word is enough for the wise. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace and love.